Hi, Beardos. Joe here, and we can't come to the phone right now because, well, we don't want to. So, leave us a message right here, and we will listen to it as soon as we feel like it. Bye.
Hi. Yes, this is a message for HR. This is Jay, and I just wanted to call and notify you that last week, over the speakers, we sexualized one of our employees, Joe, and we talked about his melons. So if you could please call us back, I feel like we might be out of control. Goodbye.
And welcome back.
Hi.
Hello!
Welcome back to Season 2, Episode 11 of Beards and Sundries.
11? Boy, are we far from heaven.
Isn't that a lucky number of some sort?
I mean, it's a prime number, so sure.
I'm always primed.
It is a prime number, guys, and you are back for another prime lunch break here at Beards and Sundries, the market where three gay men with beards do inventory on a new sundry item in every episode.
My name is Jay, and I was the inspiration for Jennifer Aniston's character in the 1993 film Leprechaun.
Was.
The second you said Jennifer Aniston, I knew exactly where you were going with it.
I say still are.
Oh, thanks.
And I'm Anthony, and I've had more than a little Irish in me.
Ew.
And I'm Joe, and I've got something smooth and shiny that's definitely worth a pinch. And today's sundry item is St. Patrick's Day. That's right, Beardos. St. Patrick's Day was this past Friday, so today we are going to chat about the holiday itself, talk about some fun food and drink, and later on, not only has Jay crafted a fun trivia game for us, but we also have a very unique Beardo-submitted sundry.
Ooh. Well, this sounds fun.
Well, unfortunately, our voicemail box is very dry this week again, so we don't have anything to talk about there. But, Anthony, do you have any questions about sundries and where we can find them?
Oh, yeah, actually, I was wondering where I could find a pot of gold. Is it with the sundries?
No, you dummy. It's at the end of a rainbow.
Oh, the pot of gold is nowhere to be found in this market, Beardos. There's a rainbow in here, but there's no gold at the end.
We got the discount rainbow.
If you guys are new to our show and you're just wondering what the hell a sundry is, the term comes from an old English word meaning odds and ends. Now, today it's used mainly in retail to group together items that don't typically have a group of their own. So, as three very lucky gay men with beards, we are using the term to describe the wide range of topics that we cover.
Wow, you take 1 week off and you can barely get through it.
Hey!
Yeah, we let somebody else do it last week and you're fucked forever.
He just messed me up this week.
It's because he was wearing a wig through the entire show.
Oh, that's true.
All three of those wigs. And the backwards hat.
Are you guys drinking any special drinks to celebrate St. Patrick's Day right now?
No, not really. I typically have some beer around St. Patrick's, but I haven't gotten any this year yet.
I didn't think about it. I was busy today.
Yeah, I get it.
But that kind of brings us into our first topic, a little bit about that holiday. We've got some history for you about St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day is celebrated annually on March 17th, the anniversary of his death in the 5th century. The Irish have observed this day as a religious holiday for over 1,000 years. On St. Patrick's Day, which falls during the Christian season of Lent, Irish families would traditionally attend church in the morning and celebrate in the afternoon. Lenten prohibitions against the consumption of meat were waived and people would dance, drink, and feast on the traditional meal of Irish bacon and cabbage.
So basically they're like, listen, you're not supposed to eat this stuff, but because we all want to eat it this day, let's just ignore that fact. That sounds very
Christian.
Hypocritical.
Wow, I can't believe it.
Well, a little more on St. Patrick himself. St. Patrick, who lived during the 5th century, is the patron saint of Ireland and its national apostle. Born in Roman Britain, he was kidnapped and brought to Ireland as a slave at 16. He later escaped, but he returned to Ireland and was credited with bringing Christianity to its people.
Wow.
Wow, great job. You did it.
And we celebrate this?
Well, it also goes on to say that in the centuries following Patrick's death, believed to have been on March 17th, 461, the mythology surrounding his life became ever more ingrained in the Irish culture. Perhaps the most well-known legend of St. Patrick is that he explained the Holy Trinity, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, using the 3 leaves of a native Irish clover, otherwise known as the shamrock, which is the main ingredient in McDonald's shakes.
Oh, that's why they're green like that.
Yeah, that's definitely why.
I didn't know shamrocks were so delicious.
So I had to look it up because I didn't know what Irish bacon was, and apparently Irish bacon is traditionally made from the back of the pig as opposed to the pork belly commonly used in American bacon.
So the Irish like to eat ass?
I can't speak for the rest of the Irish, but I can speak for myself, and the answer is yes.
I need to go back to my 23andMe.
Well, now that we've trudged through the most fun part of the podcast, everyone's favorite, history, we can kind of move right along. I think we can go right into our next topic, which is what we remember about St. Patrick's Day growing up. I wanted to start with elementary school. Now, did you guys ever do the holiday packets? Like worksheets, activities, coloring, word searches?
Yeah, you would kind of get those around holidays. I forgot about those.
As most of you probably know, West Virginia is known as having the country's best education system. You know, just top tier, 5-star. Just kidding. Not great. So, a lot of our teachers were using the same photocopier, high budget, not, but we were all doing the same packet. I think I did the same packet maybe in middle school all 3 years, but it was word searches, it was connect the dots, it was coloring, I'm not even kidding, coloring sheets, and like crossword puzzles, just ways to keep us busy and celebrate the holiday. Whee! Lots of fun.
I just don't remember doing that very much whenever I was a kid. Like, I remember it a little bit where you'd have like coloring packets maybe, but it just wasn't a thing for us. Like, I don't know. Maybe it was because we were on spring break most of the time. Maybe that was why.
So where I grew up on St. Patrick's Day, they always gave you a pint of beer in grade school. No, I'm kidding. But
On top of the chat piles?
Now kids go play on the chat pile and we'll bring your beers out.
Oh my God. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
At some point, I don't know if we did like green eggs and ham, like something like that on this day especially, but I know we also did it on Dr. Seuss Day, so I can't remember if I'm remembering it on both days or just thinking of it once multiple times. But I know we did something special at lunch on this day.
I remember in elementary school we used to do green apple juice. And it was like green beer for the kids, but it was just apple juice they put green food coloring in. So that was fun.
I do remember like wearing green to make sure you didn't get pinched.
Oh my God.
Yep. I remember that too. They ingrained that into you at a young age. Wear green or you're going to get pinched.
Yeah, and if you didn't wear green, my God, people were on it.
Well, of course, because kids are obnoxious.
Well, also, you know, if you weren't wearing green, you'd be like, oh, my socks are green, or oh, my underwear is green.
That's what I did. Well, and then what also sucked was this time of year was just brutal. I was getting pinched, and then a few weeks later, I was getting fooled all the time because I'd forget it was April Fool's Day.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So it looks like, according to irishcentral.com, the tradition goes that wearing green on St. Patrick's Day is supposed to make you invisible to leprechauns. They will pinch you as soon as you come upon their radar if you aren't wearing green. So apparently you're invisible to leprechauns if you're wearing green on St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, well, good.
So does that make other people leprechauns? Or just trolls? The answer won't shock you.
You know what, though? This is one of those holidays that, as an adult, it very much annoyed me. It annoyed me that people would get into it as an adult, where they're like, oh, yeah, are you wearing green? You're going to get a pinch.
I'd be like, you're going to get a broken arm.
If you touch me, I will kick you square on the nuts.
Yeah, exactly.
I think years ago when I started with my job, years ago, I think somebody did that. They were just like, are you wearing green? I'll pinch you. And I said, do it, and I'll call HR.
Yeah, exactly. On today's game, don't pinch me or we're going to call John Riley. And he'll do something way worse to you.
And Carol Channing will call you.
Did you guys do anything else? Like maybe with your family growing up? Any special meals?
Nope.
Oh, no.
I remember my family, we kind of lean into it a little bit because I'm half Irish, so my mom would always make cold cannon for us. And we'll get into that a little bit more. We're going to talk about food later, but Colcannon, if you guys don't know, is a mixture of white cabbage and potatoes, and you can usually add like salt, maybe even some bacon in there, and it's actually really, really good. It's basically just an Irish version of mashed potatoes.
I mean, I love cabbage, so yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, I don't think we did anything special. I do not remember anything special on holidays like this. I mean, Easter, yeah, we did Easter egg hunts, 4th of July fireworks, Thanksgiving turkey, Christmas. But shit like this, my parents were just like, okay.
Well, the one last thing I remember doing with my family is it was my senior year of college, so it was the last year I lived in West Virginia before I moved, and we had like a dinner at my sister's house, and she decided that we were all going to do Irish car bombs, which if you never heard of that is when you have a glass of Guinness beer and you take a shot of Irish cream and you drop the shot into the Guinness and you chug the whole thing.
That makes my stomach hurt.
If you don't do this very quickly, the Irish cream will curdle and turn into like concrete, so you have to chug the entire thing and throw it back. And let me tell you, that was a great bonding activity with my parents and sister. I think none of us threw up, so at least there's that. But man, it was a time.
Ugh, it's just so gross. We used to call them cement mixers, and they're disgusting.
Yeah, that's the other term, because the cement mixer is your mouth and then subsequently your stomach.
I've only ever had one, and I'll never do it again.
My stomach is churning at this thought.
Yeah, it's gross.
It's every bit as gross as you think it is, and I don't see the appeal.
No. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy drinks, but not ones that make me potentially suffer.
Right. And that's one that will make you feel like you want to throw up if you don't drink it fast enough.
And then you want to throw up afterwards. So if I keep wanting to throw up revolving around one drink, it's a no for me. It's a nah for me, dog. Paula, what do you say?
Well, speaking of alcoholic beverages, moving into our next topic, we're going to talk about one of our favorite things to talk about on this show, and that is food.
Food.
Typical foods of St. Patrick's Day. Now, to talk about this, I pulled up an article from oprahdaily.com.
Oh.
And this is an article
Okay.
for the leading expert on St. Patrick's Day foods. I pulled up oprahdaily.com, and I found an article called 20 Traditional Irish Foods and Dishes to Try on St. Patrick's Day. And I found a few of them that we're going to talk about. Quite a few that Anthony and I enjoy, and I'm sure Jay has heard of and had as well. So we're just going to talk about them briefly. The first one I have on here is corned beef and cabbage. And Anthony, you like corned beef,
sure.
right?
Yeah, I do like corned beef.
It's a very, very traditional Irish staple. A lot of corned beef gets sold in this country around this time of year as well. So it says that according to the Complete Irish Pub Cookbook, traditionally the brining liquid included is saltpeter, a bactericide that helps produce the ultra-pigmented pink color in corned beef. This is one dish you're going to have to plan ahead for. To properly brine the meat, you need to give yourself at least a week, unless you purchase it pre-brined.
I go all out for certain things, like, Thanksgiving, I make sure to brine the turkey early and for a few days and to make sure it's like well seasoned and seasoned throughout and that it's nice and moist. But I don't know if brining a week is on the agenda just for some corned beef. Nah.
Yeah, it's kind of a cheaper cut too, right?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, I guess if you were really a stickler for tradition, then go for it. But I can think of other ways to spend a week making food.
I just got a hankering for bangers and mash. That just sounds really good.
That does sound good, actually.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned mash, because the next one I have on here is a dish called colcannon, which I talked about a little bit earlier. Now, colcannon is a staple side dish on many Irish tables during the winter. This comfort food is a mixture of braised white cabbage and creamy mashed potatoes. Typically, sometimes people will add things to it. Like I mentioned, our family used to add bacon, which kind of takes it a little bit higher on there too. You can also add a little bit of shredded cheese if you want to also add another layer of flavor in there. But it is really just a simple side on its own, and it really does go good alongside meat. So basically, when you think Irish mashed potatoes, you think colcannon.
So is the cabbage mashed in with the potatoes? Like, is it somehow, or is it just braised and served inside the potatoes as well?
I think it's braised beforehand and then mixed in on the pot, on the stovetop. So you use a fork or potato masher to mash potatoes, and then you mix them up with the greens that have already been braised.
So, yeah, so you're not like necessarily Okay, it looks really good though, and I love cabbage.
I can attest, it's super good.
I do like cabbage, except I shredded some and stuck it in a Tupperware container in my fridge, and it's amazing how doing that makes your fridge smell like fart.
Well, that's the glory of cabbage, Jay.
I was sitting there going, what's going bad in my fridge? And I kept cleaning it out, and I didn't realize that it was just the shredded container, not the bag that has cabbage in it, just the shredded container.
Now, moving on to our third one, I want to talk about this one because I know it'll make Anthony very happy. I wanted to talk about the box tea. Now, if you guys don't know what that is, it's very similar to a latke, a potato pancake. An Irish box tea is a potato pancake you make by mixing grated potatoes into mashed potatoes before frying them like a patty. It's a very versatile side dish, and we actually have a Irish restaurant here in Tulsa called Kilkenny's, and on their brunch menu they have a breakfast box tea, and it is an omelette of rashers, bangers, and Irish cheddar inside a box tea, topped with hollandaise sauce, and it is just amazing.
They serve it with a side of fruit, and I just never get to the fruit because I'm just trying to cram this breakfast box tea down my gullet as fast as possible.
God, I'm so fucking hungry.
I ate a sandwich right before we started this because I knew we'd be talking about food, and I did not want to be in a bad way.
I ate Doritos while I was prepping this because I was like, oh, I'll go get something in a minute. And then recording time came up, and I was like, oh my God. So I'm hungry. I am so hungry. And for lunch, all I had was 4 meatballs and fresh vegetables.
That's it?
I'm pretty critical on my lunches.
Oh, also, talking about Kilkenny's, get that breakfast box tea and a Cur Royale. Ugh, out of this world. Cur Royale is, well, champagne, but, sparkling wine and blackberry liqueur. And it's just,
Yeah, Kilkenny's has a lot of good Irish favorites. It's actually pretty authentic.
I'm looking up an Irish pub that I can eat later this week. I'm like planning dinner already.
So moving on from box teas, the next one on here that I actually really love is cured salmon. So salmon that you would typically find on like a bagel with cream cheese and lox. Ireland is actually globally renowned for its smoked salmon. It's served all day long and can be found everywhere from breakfast buffets to afternoon tea to dinner. So they use it all day long.
This is starting to sound like, what is it, Swallow Falls from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatball?
Swallow Falls. Sardines are super gross.
Salmon, 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 salmon.
I like cured salmon on crackers, on bagels, just basically on any kind of carb. It's great with cream cheese or just little slices by itself. Honestly, it's so good.
I'm so hungry. Everything we're talking about. Yeah, now I want sushi too. I want corned beef sushi. I'm kidding.
do it. And wrap it all up in a breakfast or in a box tea.
That's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to make Irish sushi. That's very hard to say for some reason. But
no, say it a few more times.
Irish
sushi.
Irish
Sushi.
Irish sushi. Irish sushi.
Irish sushi.
Oh, shut it, you whore.
You just you've got your Irish sausages in there, and then you put in a little coal cannon, and then a little corned beef hash, and then just roll it up.
I don't know. I might invent this, so it'll be my St. Patty's Day tradition, and I can just make Irish sushi, and I'm just wrapping sausage with stuff, and it'll be like an hors d'oeuvre for all the parties I host at my house.
So I saved what I think is the best for last, and I want to talk about cottage pie. The term was first used in 1791, so it looks like the meat was veal, but they do say that they don't say what the topping was at first. Basically, it was a way to get rid of leftovers. So it's kind of like a mishmash of vegetables. There's usually ground beef, or if it's lamb, it's actually called shepherd's pie. But then it's topped with mashed potatoes and baked like a casserole, either in a cast iron or a 13x9. And so it's basically just like an Irish casserole, if you will. And it's got a lot of really great flavors. It's topped with perfect mashed potatoes. You can even add a little bit of cheese in there if you want to kind of put a spin on it, but it's good the way it is. It's a good way to get vegetables in there. You get the great meatiness from the beef or lamb, and then you also get the gravy in there as well that kind of ties everything together and makes it like a slurry. And then the topping of mashed potatoes, I mean, it's a no-brainer.
That's perfection.
You want to do cottage pie on Friday?
Maybe. Sounds good to me.
I actually just texted Frank that, and I was like, we could also do shepherd's pie.
Now, shepherd's pie is if you use ground lamb, right?
Yes. Which I'm uncultured, and I call everything shepherd's pie in that form.
Okay.
So I'm garbage.
Well, the only thing I have against using ground lamb is just it gets a little gamey smelling when you cook it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cottage pie is fine by me. Well, and we can also season our meat up better before we start even cooking it, so we can really get some ground beef tasting great.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And we have plenty of ground beef because I've got like 7 pounds of it in the house right now.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
We did a meat run, so we've got like 7 pounds of ground beef. We've got like 8 pounds of chicken breasts, like several pounds of chicken wings. We've got 8 pounds of Italian sausage, 3 pounds of breakfast sausage, and then, anyways, we've got a lot of meat.
Your meat runs are completely different than what my style of meat run is.
Oh, we know. We know what you're grinding on, Jay. We know.
I really wish you'd get the meat runs so that we could fucking fill out a bingo square.
Fill the bingo card.
I'm sorry.
Which, Beardos, if you don't know, last week there was a close call.
There was a close call.
Tell us about it, Jay.
Oh, well. I was driving home and pretty close to home. My body was like, whoa, it's time. And so I squealed into the driveway real fast and ran into the house. And I think I had like legit dump cramps because I was like running through the house. I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
No. And I was sitting there going, do you just let it out? Like, do you want to lose or win? Like, what's the better option here?
He didn't care enough about this podcast to just shit himself right then and there.
So did you like squeal into your driveway, leave the front door of the car open, and leave the garage door open and just make a beeline right for the bathroom?
That has happened before, but I was able to shut my door, but my garage door was left open.
Oh my god, tell me you still have video.
I don't think so. I may. I'll have to go look.
Bastard.
You'll have to go look and see if you can send it to us.
So it was a different SUV that I had, and I remember I like come roaring through the neighborhood, which I actually drive under the speed limit in this neighborhood a lot, and I like scraped my driveway, squealing into it, and you could hear my car just going to stop. And I get out and like my door's open and I'm just like, and the garage door hasn't even fully lifted, and I like sprint under it.
Oh my god.
You know, that's one of those every few year runs when you're on the way home and you're like, oh my god, I don't know if this is gonna work.
Anyways, getting back on topic.
So, moving on a little bit from food, I thought we could go to our next topic, and I thought we could talk about some St. Patrick's Day celebrations here stateside. I want to start off with probably everyone has seen it or heard about it or even had some green beer.
What? What's that? Where would I get it and why would I get it? On a specific what holiday?
Every college bar, every sports bar, even some restaurants, they'll do the fun, super fun, put little green food coloring in there, and I have partaken before myself, so I can't judge anyone.
Trash.
It even makes me think of Chicago when they dye the river green for St. Patrick's Day every year.
Yes.
Seems like a great use of taxpayer money, I'm sure. Anyway, they just don't want to get pinched, I guess, so they just do the whole river. And then you can't have green beer without thinking about wearing some fun, naughty, corny t-shirts, right? You know, the ones that say, kiss me, I'm Irish, or pinch me, I'm Irish, or blow me, I'm Irish, or beep me, I'm Irish, or, you know, what have you.
Pull your pants down and let me put my whole hand in, I'm Irish.
Just right up in there.
Fist me, I'm Irish.
Right up in my shamrocks. Yep.
Twist my nipples, I'm Irish.
Okay, if I have to.
My wife likes to watch. We're a stable couple. I'm Irish. I'm meeting this twink behind the Applebee's dumpster. I'm Irish.
Show me your penis. I'm Irish.
Show me your penis. I'm not even Irish.
Have you juiced today? I'm 68% French.
Oh my god. I've gotta see. You have that vinyl press, Jay. You can make this shirt happen.
I know. I was like, I have all the equipment to make it.
Imagine the looks you would get at the store. What the fuck?
I'm just like strutting through the store as I always do, trying to just go get my stuff, and people are just like, Jesus Christ, I'm like, have you douched today? I'm 68% French on a green shirt, of course.
Oh no.
Anyway, in my 20s, I really did those celebrations quite a bit. Now I'm just like, eh.
Yeah. It was a lot more fun back in Stillwater with all the bars, and as we were all younger, to just kind of go out and wear green and drink beer and just have fun.
Partake in societal norms.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you'd go to the Stonewall and you'd just drink a whole bunch of beer because it was super fucking cheap.
Yep.
Get shots of whatever, Jameson probably.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
See, here in Oklahoma City, you immediately are like, I'm going to go to McNelly's bar, because it's a very old bar in Midtown that's Irish pub. It's like 3 stories, I think. And I mean, it's just the place to go, which I don't hate it, but I don't really want to go.
Is it the same company that has McNelly's here in Tulsa?
See, and I think it is. I think it's a chain.
Because we have one here, too. But it's more of a restaurant.
I mean, it's not an old building. It's not like...
Oh, ours is like old building down in Midtown.
Ours is downtown Tulsa.
The one in downtown, or Midtown, I should say, it's a 3-story building, if I recall correctly. So
I don't know. I prefer Kilkenny's in Tulsa to McNelly's quite a bit.
It feels a little more authentic and kind of, actually serious about being Irish.
I'm not a McNelly's fan. I'll go if others want to go, but it's kind of, for me, McNelly's here in the city is like tourist Irish pub.
Yeah, that's how it feels.
Kind of like along the lines of like Olive Garden for Italian.
Yeah, everyone's like, I feel authentic going here. And I'm like, you're the least authentic. But okay, if that's what makes you feel good.
But that's okay.
That's okay. Do what makes you happy. If you partake and enjoy yourself, do whatever. That's not where I choose.
Yeah, McNelly's is not my favorite.
Well, Beardos, we want to hear what you guys did for St. Patrick's Day. What did you do? Did you do anything fun? Did you go out to eat?
McNelly's, if you want to send us hate mail, please do it.
Please do.
Yeah. McNelly's, I know you're listening, so we want to hear about it.
We just want to know that you're listening, so you can trash talk us all you want. Send us a voicemail or a text or a message on TikTok or
Hit us up on our hotline. That's 405-999-2242.
and tell us you hate us. That's okay.
That is totally okay.
Please, we'll open the episode with it.
I would love for you to tell us there. I would love to open with that voicemail.
Yeah, we need some voicemails. So somebody, do you guys think it's time for a commercial?
I do think it's time for a commercial.
And now, for a word from our sponsor, Jack and Patrick O'Connor's Pub House and Eatery in Dublin, but not the real Dublin.
Take a look in the mirror. See that shit face? It looks a wee sober. It's only 8 in the morning, bloke, you may be saying to yourself. But life isn't easy. And sometimes we gotta wash the taste of hookers from our breath. So quit faffing. Come on down to Jack and Patrick O'Connor's Pub House and Eatery in Dublin, but not the real Dublin. We're always open for ye. Drink until you forget Courtney Cox had bangs in Scream 3. Feast until you bust, ignoring the fact that retirement's still decades away. Try a new 8-pint yoke of local beer to cleanse your memory of telling your boss you love him when hanging up the phone at work yesterday. Because here at Jack and Patrick O'Connor's Pub House and Eatery in Dublin, but not the real Dublin, you're our family. Our messed up, drunk, and buck-eared family. We love you jammy bastard. Under the condition you pay your tab.
Well, that was the most authentic Irish accent I've ever heard. Boy, that's my favorite pub.
I just love Jack and Patrick O'Connor's Pub House and Eatery in Dublin, but not the real Dublin.
It's great.
It's very authentic Irish, and you can tell from the accents.
It's not an American that owns it at all. Like, it's in Dublin, but not real Dublin.
They have McNuggets there.
He said bloke. That's an Irish thing, right?
It also has McShepherd's pie.
And the McGangbang, but it's actually a gangbang.
They put all the orgy in one room and they box it up in a boxty.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so off the heels of that, does anybody have something to check out this week?
And now for something to check out.
Okay, for something to check out, I actually just found them recently whenever I was trying to find what episode we were recording. So I started looking up Irish podcasts, and I kind of fell on this one that's pretty cute. And it's called My Therapist Ghosted Me.
Oh.
It
sounds adorable.
I know, it's pretty cute. Join Vogue Williams and Joanne McNally for weekly chats. And basically, it's the result of Joanne's therapist literally ignoring her calls, refusing to answer the door at the clinic, or speak to her after she tracked him down at an infield crematorium as he scattered his aunt's ashes.
Okay.
I know, I'm like, sweet pea. But it says, just
You need a referral?
despite it all, it's often said that friends give the best therapy, so Vogue and Joanne have teamed up to do exactly that. Together, they give 100% unqualified, unsubstantiated, but upfront and honest advice on the plethora of issues they and many others continue to grapple with. And I actually laughed quite a bit listening to it. So, it's pretty funny.
I think she still needs a therapist if that's how she lost her therapist.
I think her therapist needs a therapist.
I think her therapist could have at least said, like, hey, we're not going to work out. So, here's some other ideas.
Ghosting doesn't always work.
I think at that point, you should realize that you are 100%. You know exactly why they're not answering your calls.
Listen, I've ghosted before, and they've still showed up, so you just got to learn to deal with it.
Anyways, go listen to this podcast at your own risk, because it doesn't sound like they're going to give very sound advice.
It's pretty funny. I laughed quite a bit at it from what I've gotten so far.
What should I do if my therapist ghosts me? Well, you should get all of their personal information, track them down during a very personal moment at which they're spreading a family member's ashes. It's the best way to get their attention.
Well, that's better than spreading their family members something else. I'll just leave it at that. Okay, so
I definitely have some stories I've known of people spreading ashes very inappropriately. But anyways, go ahead.
No, I didn't mean their ashes. I meant their asses. But
oh,
okay, so I think it's time to move into game time this week. And this week we have a Beardo submitted sundry game from our Beardo John from Delaware. Hi, John.
Hi, John.
Hi, John.
A game we are calling A Rainbow to the Past.
Perfect.
So, as three young gay boys using Facebook back in its early days, it can be said that not all of our posts have aged like a fine wine.
Ugh.
I know that.
Rather, they've probably become skunked, like very old green beer. So, he said they played this game at a party and it turned into a very big hit. So, what I want you guys to do is go to Facebook on your phones. And if you guys want to play along with us at home, feel free, grab your phones. Go to your Facebook app. So, on your Facebook main menu, click on your profile, and then right below where it says Edit Profile, there should be a menu that has 3 dots in a horizontal line. Click on that. You should be on a menu called Profile Settings. Okay, so the 5th option down should say Activity Log. Click on that. So then you should see about halfway down your page, you should see Your Post and a button underneath that says Manage Your Posts. It should take a minute to load, but it should come up for you. And then click on Filters right below Archive. We're going to click on Filter by Date. And I think we'll just do the month of March for 10 years ago, 2013. How about that?
Okay.
So, I think you see where this is going. Put start date as March 1st, 2013. And then put your end date as March 31st, 2013. And click on Done. And then Done up in the top right. This should show you all of the activity that you had during the month of March 10 years ago in 2013.
God, I hate this already.
You to sort through all of this, and we're going to share our cringiest status update. Oh no! Oh my god! On March 19th, I posted something mean about Carnival Cruise Lines, and Jay commented on it.
What?
Oh my god, I love on March 1st. I was like, does Fergie still spell all the words in her songs? I'd like to propose a few ideas. 2013 was also before the March of 13 was before the big tornado that wiped out a portion of Moore again. And DQ did a lot of commercials for food. And we had no DQs in the city, so I was bitching about it. After the tornado, DQs popped up in the city all over the place.
We can go through a few. I don't really have that many. I guess I wasn't very active that month, but we can go through. Maybe you want to do like 3 each and just take turns?
Sure.
Okay. Then I'm going to start with March 2nd, 2013, where I just said, all you can eat fried shrimp, choice of side, hush puppies, and salad bar? Don't mind if I do. And I apparently didn't tag where we were or share any photos. It just says the words.
I think we were in Florida. Which date was that?
It was March 2nd.
So on March 2nd, 2013, I was with Joe Criswell and I said, wine in a Walmart, ... Thank goodness for the East Coast, ! You have to remember in 2013, Oklahoma didn't have that. We had the 3.2 beer.
Was that when we drove to Florida?
It was when we drove to Florida because, yep.
Yeah, because when we drove back, we stayed at that La Quinta right down the road.
Yep.
From our house that we didn't have yet.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I said my Fergie, or no. Yeah, I said my Fergie one. We're doing 3, you said, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'll start with March 1st. I said 102.7, which is a local station, always makes me feel like I'm driving home in a tacky gay club with its awkward remixes.
What?
Because they used to do like remix at 5 p.m. or something, and I'd be driving and I'm like, God, I hate this.
Oh, God. Okay, so here's one from March 19th, 2013, where I said, can we all just agree that Chris Brown and Rihanna are the Bobby and Whitney of the 2000s? Oops. Ooh.
I had a very snarky one on March 27th. That was, so if we can take an issue like gay marriage to the Supreme Court to be decided yes or no, does this mean we can take people who smoke cigarettes to court? Because let's face it, a gay couple getting married won't give me lung cancer.
That's for goddamn true. I had some snarky stuff too around that time, so I think we were all having a moment.
I think so.
But I can confirm we were definitely on vacation in Florida because the day after the last one I mentioned, on March 3rd, 2013, I posted, starting your day with a cup of Irish coffee is like waking up to find out you've won the lottery. One of the first responses was, really? The exact same? I was like, and of course, now I look back on it, I'm like, wow, white woman in trouble.
All right. So for my third one, from March 27th, 2013, I said, I never thought I'd hear a song as auto-tuned as Friday by Rebecca Black, but then I heard Heart Attack by Demi Lovato.
Snarky bitch.
Yeah, I was sassy back then. I mean, I still am, but damn.
Now I'm more private about it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to get canceled. All right, Jay, number 3.
Number 3, and this is my one up for win. Saw a guy pooping in a stock tank along the highway. Yep, I'm in the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma. And Anthony, you also liked that post.
That sounds right. That sounds like something I would like. You're right.
And I vividly remember that day.
All right, Anthony, number 3 for you.
Okay, there was a couple of these. I was a little too serious in some of these posts. So I look back on this, I'm like, wow, I really was using this as sort of like a soapbox. So here's one that's not serious. On March 11th, 2013, I tagged Joe in a post that says, that awkward moment when your boyfriend thinks Sean Ashmore was Pyro in X-Men.
Wait, he wasn't?
He 10 years later, he was Iceman.
Oh, yeah, he froze the fireball. Shut up. I'm pretty. Not as pretty as Sean Ashmore, but I'm pretty.
Oh.
So then we decide who had the best one, right? I think that's how we should play this.
I think so too.
I kind of want to go. I don't know. I kind of like Jay's with the shitting on the side of the road.
Yeah, I like that one too. I think it's the best one.
It was definitely a shitty sight.
God. Now I don't want to vote on it. Canceled.
Oh no, we brought cancel culture local.
I'm voting for Jay's shitting post. I think it was easily the best one.
I think I think so too.
Yay!
Now, I'd like to put one in here as a bonus. Quick bonus round. On March 19th, 2013, I said, just saw a great Carnival Cruise Lines commercial, except they left out the clip with everyone eating spoiled food and pooping in the sinks. There's one comment, and that is from one J. Rowdy Bush. He said, Royal Caribbean had a commercial that was trying to give great reasons of why their ships were awesome. They could have cut the cost of the commercial down by saying that it can, quote, sail through the entire trip, end quote.
You should have read that one as an option, because that one would have probably won, considering both of you are on it.
That one would have won.
That one definitely is skunked green beer, because that did not age well.
Because now we're all like, Carnival! Oh, wow!
Well, so 2 years and 2 months later, after this post, we went on a cruise with Carnival on that exact ship that he is referring to.
And let me tell you, the toilets work great. So, that was a fun one. Thanks, John. We had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, that was, I hated it, but also enjoyed it.
I mean, I discovered that I can go back and look at all my cringe posts.
I discovered that I can checkmark them and delete them.
So that's a fun party game if you guys want to take it with you. If you want to play the game, if you want to go back in time and...
Ooh, yeah, send us some of your cringy posts.
Oof, please do.
Pick any time during your Facebook career. Send us some of your cringy posts. We would love to share them here if you would allow it.
We won't even read out your name if you don't want us to.
Yeah, we can keep things private or super public, whatever you want.
Now, moving on to game number 2. Jay, you have a homebrewed game for us this week, right?
I did, and I kept it quite simple. I just did some St. Patrick's trivia. Are you guys ready?
Let's do it.
We'll call this game, Help Me Find My Missing Lucky Charm! Because I only have one left.
Great. Love it.
All right, I will keep score. Sorry, I should have got my tally ready.
It's one of the rules of this game.
It's just trivia. All right. Of which country is St. Patrick the patron saint?
Ireland.
Good job. I know, I've kept it pretty easy on this one.
What the fuck?
Why? Well, and what's sad is history kind of actually gave you some of these answers, so I hope you're paying attention. Why is St. Patrick's Day celebrated on March 17th?
Because that's the day he
Because
died.
it's the day of his death.
Oh, sorry, Anthony just barely got that one. According to Irish lore...
Fine. Next question.
According to Irish lore, what animal did St. Patrick drive out of Ireland?
Rats?
Ah, no!
A serpent.
No. Oh, okay, yes. So, the whole thing is that he drove snakes out of Ireland, which was also known as a serpent, by giving such a great sermon one day.
Yeah.
When really snakes are not common, or snakes are usually not seen there because it's an island dwelling and snakes have never been there.
Fun fact, Hawaii has a snake population of 0.
Yep, exactly. Okay. Wow, history actually answered a lot of these questions for me. What do the 3 leaves of a shamrock symbolize on St. Patrick's Day?
The Holy
The Father,
Trinity.
Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Okay. So you both were right? At the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to handle that because one's...
I was so much more succinct than Joe.
Oh, please.
I answered
You
it
know
in
what?
3 words. Less words.
Well, he said it in 4. Well, 5. Holy Ghost is 2 words.
So that's 5 points.
What I'm going to do is, because I made the game, I'm just going to give you a point each.
Okay.
That's fine.
Because you both were perfectly on time and right. All right. The highest number of leaves ever recorded on a single clover stem.
7.
Nope.
9.
Nope.
10?
Nope.
8.
Nope. I'm going to give you
11.
each one more guess. Now.
5.
It is substantially higher than 11. I'll say that. One more number.
17,116,824.
I'll take 17 million
Nope, hang on.
and 1, Bob. No, I'm kidding.
23.
No. It is 56.
Holy God.
Yeah.
That's fake.
According to Guinness Book of World Records. So no points for either of you because you're dumb.
56 points for Joe. Got it. Okay, next question.
56 points for Joe. Alrighty, you ready for question number 6?
How many questions are there total? Just curious.
15.
Okay.
What is a boxty?
Oh,
A boxty is a latke potato
pancake.
Joe just barely got it out. Barely got it out faster.
Yeah, my brain was like, it's potato.
So, question number 7. How do leprechauns earn their gold?
By tricking people?
Nope. That's what I was taught as a kid, though.
By pinching people?
Nope. I'll give you one more guess each if you want one.
Yeah, but, fuck. I don't know, by making rainbows?
Nope.
Is it by filling up the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow?
Nope. It is by making or mending shoes. They're shoemakers.
So they're foot fetishists.
Amen.
Dan Schneider is a leprechaun. Confirmed. You heard it here first.
Every leprechaun is a gay. All right. Question number 8. When did Chicago begin dyeing its river green? The original question was what city dyes its river green every year, and you guys talked about it a lot, so I changed it.
1913?
No. Boy, back then they would have just purely dropped acid in there.
That's true. Then let's say 1973.
Nope. One more guess, Anthony. Joe, you still have 3.
1969.
No.
I like the way you said that. 1966.
No.
1968.
Nope. Joe, one more.
Stop clicking your pin in there.
1980.
Nope. 1962.
Oh.
Damn. Should have said lower or higher.
I know, I debated it, but then I was like, man, I'm just going to let you go crazy. All right, question number 9.
No, it's fine. It's totally fine.
What is the traditional main dish served at many St. Patrick's Day celebrations in America?
Corned beef.
Corned beef and cabbage?
Joe filled it out completely.
Oh.
But Anthony...
I fill a lot of things out completely.
I'll give you a half point, Anthony, because you got half of it.
That doesn't mean anything.
But it does.
I thought you were asking what the main dish that was served, and I was thinking of the main dish itself, and I don't know. Think of corned beef.
That sucks for you. All right, here's our Guinness question. How many pints of Guinness do drinkers consume on St. Patrick's Day worldwide? I will tell you, it's in the millions.
10 million.
No.
How close do we have to be?
Is it lower or higher than 10 million?
It's higher.
50 million.
No. I'm trying to see if I can help you.
23 million.
No.
22 million.
No. One more guess each.
24.
No.
He's like 23.999.
Yes! No, I'm kidding.
20.
Joe, did you already make 2 guesses, right? You did 10 and then 50, yes, so one more. And Anthony, you are done.
I guess.
28 million.
No, it's 13 million.
Oh.
I know, I was like, 10 was so close, I was like, this is tough. Okay, you're getting there. So far, we're at Anthony with 3.5 points and Joe with 4.
Oh, man. Okay.
All right, are you ready? Which best-selling Irish band features Larry Mullen Adam Clayton, The Edge, and Bono.
You too.
Yes.
Oh, yep.
I almost said it at first, and I didn't want to squander my answers because I've been doing that this whole game.
Okay, this one's, I'll help you guys on this one. You still get 3 guesses. What's the estimated market value of a leprechaun's pot of gold, which is 1,000 coins?
1,000 coins. About how much weighted coin a piece?
Oh, great question. It didn't tell me that. If you want to ask a question to help guide you,
$1 million.
that isn't too far.
I would say somewhere in the market. If a coin is about an ounce a piece, I'd say somewhere in the market of 850,000.
No, but I'm going to allow rounding on this one because it's broken down a little bit more detailed, and you both really aren't that far off.
Did he go in the right direction?
No.
Okay. 1.2 million.
So you can just say millions because the point something's gonna throw it off.
Okay. Then 3 million.
2 million?
2 mil. It's 1.92.
Okay.
What? I'm just trying to figure out, hang on.
I know. I was interested in that.
It sounds the same as Punxsutawney Phil lore, like it's not even real.
Exactly. I was like, this sounds so stupid, but I'm going to put it on there.
Oh, shit. Okay, never mind. It's because I was severely off on my price per ounce of gold. Apparently it is off the charts right now at $1,903.66 per ounce. So my formula was right, but my value for gold was less than half of what it actually is.
Wow. It's because that bank crashed and everyone's like, ah!
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Thanks, Republicans. Question 13. What U.S. president was the first Irish Catholic to be elected into office?
JFK.
John McKinley?
Nope, it was JFK.
Okay. Beardos, I'm going to lose this one.
14. What's the capital of Ireland?
Dublin.
Joe, good job.
Ooh,
Okay,
what
so
are the
Joe,
scores currently.
it is 6.5 Anthony and 5 Joe. And so we have one question left. But yeah, Anthony said the half point doesn't matter. So this could...
The half matters, apparently.
This could be...
Turns out the half point is what won me the game.
Okay, so just ahead of time, I'm going to let you pick decades.
Okay.
So that way you don't have to say a specific year.
And this next one's worth 3 points.
No.
Nah.
Bullshit.
Next one's worth 1 point, and you only get 2 guesses each. Even though it's a big drinking day now, St. Paddy's Day used to be a dry holiday up until what decade?
The 30s.
No.
The 20s.
No.
The 50s.
Nope. Joe, the big finale.
A big drinking holiday up until this decade?
Even though it's a big drinking day now, St. Paddy's Day used to be a dry holiday up until what decade?
Up until...
So it was dry until suddenly this decade.
Anthony said the 50s, right?
Anthony said the 50s. You said the 20s. Anthony also said the 30s.
I might have meant the 1850s. You don't know.
That's a good point.
Well, then we're going to say the 60s.
Oh, no. The 70s.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
All right.
Jay, no more trivia game writing for you.
I know. Sorry.
You know what, Jay? No, make some more trivia games.
First question. What color is green?
I'm so glad to finally win one of these fucking games.
Second question. How much is gold per ounce right now?
I just want to take this moment to congratulate Anthony on defeating our intelligent co-host Joe.
Yeah, seriously.
Here's a question for Anthony. What is in a pot at the end of a rainbow? Yes, it is gold. Here's a question for Joe. Name every Irish president from the beginning of time until now.
Joe, I want you to know that we had the same questions. And just because you don't know anything about JFK.
Well, congratulations, Anthony. Game well played.
Thank you. Hooray! The fact that JFK was Irish Catholic was controversial at the time.
Yeah, very controversial.
Yeah.
Was. I heard it did him in.
Yeah, that's why he got assassinated.
It was the leprechaun. He wasn't wearing green, so he got pinned.
Oh, no. Oh,
Let's
God.
commemorate this episode as the episode I finally won a game, Beardos.
Hooray! Congratulations.
You should title it something like Anthony finally won.
The luck of the Irish.
The luck of the Irish!
Parentheses, Anthony finally wins a game.
Look at that shit face. You look sober.
Well, ending on a high note, sadly, Beardos, I think I hear the Muzak kicking back on.
Good, because I'm ready to go home. I took half a day.
So you took a quarter day.
Pretty much. Yeah, came in at 10, drank some wine, came into this.
Well, I mean, it's St. Patrick's Day, so isn't it a short day?
Well, guys, we had a lot of fun last week during my annual review, and we want to hear even more ideas from you. We want to hear your cringy trip down Facebook memory lane. We want you to leave us game ideas. You can send us text on our hotline. You know the number. It's 405-999-2242. And you can email us anytime at beardsandsundries@gmail.com.
Don't forget to message us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Or rate and review us on whatever platform you're listening to us on. And make sure to write those reviews as well, because those are what help us get in front of more listeners like you.
Don't forget to send us voicemails, because our voicemail box is emptier than that imaginary pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Well, anyways, Beardos, thank you guys so much for joining us for Season 2, Episode 11 of Beards and Sundries. We hope to see you next week for Episode 12. But until then...
Always remember to...
Love yourself, because we already love you.
We already love you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.